Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm with my brother Matthew.
Hello.
And my buddy Mike.
Hello.
And today we're going to do something a little bit different for this channel. Normally what we do is we talk about music, we talk about albums, songs, rappers, rock bands, all that kind of stuff. But today we're going to talk about something other than music. We're going to do a TV show sitcom tournament. This idea was inspired by the NCAA basketball tournament.
Yeah, March Madness is coming up in a couple months.
Indeed, indeed. And we were inspired to throw a little bit of twist on it. So from this camera, what you can see is we have a board of 50 different TV sitcoms. So as you can see on the board, we have groups of 3 TV shows. And what we're going to do each round is we're going to deliberate. We're going to rank them on how much we each like them, their popularity, and how iconic they are. And they're going to advance accordingly from each round. And then at the end, we will have what we 3 claim as the ultimate TV sitcom. You guys excited?
Yeah.
You guys ready for this? All right.
Lots of good shows on here.
We got tons of good shows. And these were randomly generated on the board.
Yeah. And then one thing I want to say too is it's not just all like adult sitcoms like normal ones like Friends and Seinfeld. We got old classic shows from like when we were kids, like the teen sitcoms. We got adult cartoons.
Yeah, animated
we
shows.
got classics from like the 60s and 70s.
We got tons of different shows
on here.
We got
tons of things on here.
Lots of variety. So without further ado, you guys excited to see round 1?
Yes.
Yep. All right, let's do it.
So round 1, what matchups do we have?
Okay. All right, here we go, fellas. We got Brickleberry, the King of Queens, and King of the Hill. All right, we're going to start with Matt here. Matt, who's your vote for and why?
King of the Hill. It's not that great of a show, but of those 3, it's probably the best because it's pretty funny, pretty good adult cartoon.
All right, Michael, what's
This
your vote?
one is tough for me because the only one of the shows that I've seen all the way through is Brickleberry. It had 3 seasons, but it's funny. But I think I actually have to go with the King of Queens. It's got the popularity. Kevin James is awesome in the show. It's the longest of the shows. How long is King of the Hill?
No. King of the Hill?
13 years.
Okay, so yeah, King of the Hill is actually longer, but King of the Hill is funny too. I just haven't seen that much of King of the Hill, but King of Queens, Brickleberry, though, is a great show. If you want to check
It's
it
underrated.
out.
Brickleberry is underrated.
Brickleberry, it did not end a good way, but if you like Tosh.0, he's the one who created the show, Daniel Tosh. So if you like him, Brickleberry, but I think my vote has to go to King of Queens.
I would also have to agree with Mike. I'm going to go King of Queens. It's one of my personal favorites. It's really underrated. I love Leah Remini. Love Kevin James on it. So with that, 2 votes for King of Queens. That one's moving on.
Listen, Carrie's not gonna make it home for dinner, so I'm gonna order her some pizza.
From where?
From Sal's.
Sal's, have you lost your mind?
Okay, not Sal's. And from where?
A little neighborhood joint called Domino's.
Domino's?
Yeah, that's it.
So now, after round 1, so King of Queens advances. So now we're on to round 2. Okay, let's see what the show choices are here. We got the African American sitcoms.
African-American sitcoms.
All right, so we got Everybody Hates Chris. We got The Cleveland Show, and we got The Cosby Show.
All right.
So all your favorite African American sitcoms in one. Love it. Okay, so I think I'm going to start off here, and my pick for this is going to be Everybody Hates Chris. Love the show. It's one of the few shows, like I said, I've seen all the way through. Same with Brickleberry in the last round. Everybody Hates Chris. I love Chris in the show. Rochelle, his mom, is just hilarious. She's just like that normal, like, hood, like, hood mom who, you know, if you sass her, she's going to... There's one line from the series I love. It's like, Chris, I'm going to slap you into another nationality. He slaps him, and he turns Asian. It's hilarious. And Terry Crews also... he's also amazing in the show. I think my vote has to go to Everybody Hates Chris. Love that show.
All right, Matt, what about you? Who's your vote for round 2?
I would say The Cleveland Show because it's pretty much like Family Guy, but just a little bit watered down. But it's still a pretty funny show. It's better than those 2 shows, and it's an adult cartoon again, and those are the best, obviously.
All right, so we got one for...
Is Nick going Cosby Show?
You know, that's... I don't want to say that. That's the reason.
Yeah, that's true. With
stuff,
Bill
you know,
Cosby.
yeah.
All the stuff with Bill Cosby.
But, Once again with round one, I'm gonna have to agree with Mike. I'm gonna have to go with Everybody Hates Chris. Iconic. It was a childhood favorite growing up. Chris Rock, legendary comedian. Everybody Hates Chris. That's gonna be the winner.
All right. So Everybody Hates Chris is moving on to the next round.
Last place I wanted my father to find his Playboy was at my school. I confiscated this.
Playboy? Well, what does Chris have to do with that?
Somebody brought it to the school, and I believe it was your son.
Chris, is this true?
I wanted to lie, but my mother always told me if I did, she'd slap me into another nationality.
All right, so round two with the 3 African-American shows. Everybody Hates Chris advances, and we are now on to round 3. You guys ready to see?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Round 3 here. We got, some old school ones. All right, round 3, we have Young Sheldon, iCarly, and Friends. And Matt, I'm going to have you start this one. What's your vote for and why?
Favorite is iCarly for sure. That is maybe one of the funniest shows on Nickelodeon. Probably one of the best, maybe the best live action show on Nickelodeon. Childhood favorite. I loved it when I was a kid.
For me, this is tough because I like Young Sheldon. iCarly was just iconic. I mean, Jerry Trainer just had a birthday here, so.
Indeed.
But I think I got to go with Friends. Friends is just iconic. It has the iconic around it. It has Jennifer Aniston in it, Courtney Cox. Has all the things you want from a sitcom. I mean, it's just. It was on for 10 years. I think, personally, for me, I think the first season of Friends is one of my favorite first seasons of any TV show.
That's a bold statement right there. So definitely proven.
I like Friends. I definitely do think it's a little bit overrated show. I don't think it's like the top sitcom ever. It's second best, but I definitely think it's one of my favorite sitcoms. It's probably definitely in my top 10. So I think I have to go with Friends on this one.
All right, so we got 1 vote for iCarly and 1 vote with Friends. I'm the tiebreaker once again. I hate to break it to everyone. I'm not a fan of Young Sheldon. It does not live up to the hype for me. So that one I'm going to eliminate right now. But I think with this one, I'm going to have to go with iCarly. I do like Friends, don't get me wrong. It is really, really great. It's iconic. Courtney Cox and Jennifer Aniston are incredible on it. But for me, iCarly, Chandler too.
Chandler.
But for me, iCarly, that was a childhood favorite. Miranda Cosgrove, I will always have a special place in my heart for you. So with this one, I got to go iCarly.
All right. So it's like iCarly's moving on. Okay, so now round 4. So far we've had the King of Queens and iCarly advanced, and Everybody Hates Chris on this side of the board advanced. So now round 4.
The potential people to go up, or the potential shows to go up against Everybody Hates Chris.
All right, so we have Beavis and Butthead, Two Broke Girls, and Malcolm in the Middle. I'm going to go. So Beavis and Butthead, it's iconic. Cartoon TV back in the 90s. I think Beavis and Butthead, the movie, is one of the funniest things. I love that. Two Broke Girls, I'm going to be honest, I have not seen that much of it, so I can't really give that much of an opinion on it. But my pick for this is going to have to be Malcolm in the Middle. That was an iconic show as a kid growing up watching it. Bryan Cranston's one of my favorite actors in the show. I think it's a really great show. That's my pick for this round.
All right, if I can jump in here, I'm going to have to go Two Broke Girls on this one. Mostly because I don't really know much about Beavis and Butthead or Malcolm in the Middle, I'll be honest. I've seen a couple episodes from both, and I do like them. But for me, Two Broke Girls, I will defend that show till the day I die. I know it gets a lot of hate out there, but I'm a defender of it, so my vote.
Watch Mojo rated it as one of the top 10 worst TV shows ever.
I still can't believe that. I mean, you really got to be in the right mindset for it, believe me. You got to be in the right mindset, but I do like that show. Go ahead, Matt.
So I would say Two Broke Girls. I agree with what Nick said. It's really underrated, and it's the most I've seen of these 3. Don't know much about Malcolm in the Middle or Beavis and Butthead, even though I do love adult cartoons. But yeah, Two Broke Girls is an amazing show.
All right, so
we got
Girls. 2 votes for Two Broke Girls.
So Two Broke Girls moves on.
All right. All right, and with that, Two Broke Girls advances in round 4. We'll go up against Everybody Hates Chris a little bit later. All right, with that, let's see what we got for round 5. Oh, one of the most iconic shows in all of TV, The Simpsons, going up against another iconic cartoon, American Dad, and last but not least, Home Improvement. We're going to start with Matt on this one. I think he's going to have some strong opinions, so I want to hear what he has to say.
Favorite on this is by far American Dad. That is probably the second funniest adult cartoon after Family Guy, because Seth MacFarlane is just so damn funny. So
yeah,
definitely gotta go.
Awesome creator of the show. For me, I'm gonna
Michael, what are you gonna say?
I have to go with The Simpsons. I mean, 30 years on TV. You can't not look at the iconic years of The Simpsons. I think the years 2 through 9 of The Simpsons, seasons 2 through 9, are some of the best seasons of adult cartoons out there. And also, they predict the future.
They do. They do indeed.
They do.
They do indeed.
So, I'm gonna have to go with The Simpsons on this one.
I definitely agree. I got to go with Mike here. The Simpsons is just too iconic, too lovable to pass up in a tournament like this. Although I do respect American Dad and Home Improvement, I will say they're just copycats of better shows out there. And The Simpsons, you just can't top what originated it all. So I'm going to go with The Simpsons.
Thank you, but we're not allowed. Aw, it's okay. There's no sugar in Pixie Sticks. Trust me. Okay. Don't hug it all, smelly head. Go to hell, sick face. Give me that sugar cake.
So now we're moving on to round 6. Okay, so far we have King of Queens versus iCarly, and Everybody Hates Chris versus Two Broke Girls, and The Simpsons moved on. So now round 6. So let's see what we got here. Ooh, we got Third Rock from the Sun, Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide,
Iconic.
and Fraiser.
This is interesting. This is
for
definitely
me,
a really interesting
I've heard
match.
Fraiser is a really good show. I haven't heard much about Third Rock from the Sun, so for me, I'm going Ned's Declassified here. One of my favorite shows, even nowadays, man. People are saying remake the show for college kids. I've been hearing people say that.
They've been wanting that reboot, that like sequel.
Yep.
You know?
One of my favorite shows. Some of my favorite actors are from that show too. The one who plays Simon Nelson Cook on the show Cookie. Gordy on the show too is awesome. Two of the funniest characters, I think. And just nostalgic. Like when we were in elementary school watching this, we actually used Ned's tips in school.
Indeed, yeah.
So
it definitely had a lot.
I'm definitely gonna go Ned's Declassified here.
All right, Matt, what's your vote?
I also agree with Mike. I gotta go Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide, because the other two I don't know much about. I have seen a little bit of Third Rock from the Sun, but I don't know nothing about Fraiser. So yeah, another classic teen cartoon, Ned's Declassified.
For as much as John Lithgow from Third Rock can do no wrong, I also gotta agree with these guys. I gotta go Ned's Declassified.
So first one that got all 3 approvals.
Unanimous, yeah. And I think it's a real shame, because I think Third Rock definitely does not get a lot of love up there. You definitely should check it out. It's definitely a good show. Fraiser, it's got its time. I can respect it, but for me, it's got to be Ned's Declassified.
As I climbeth this ladder, Rith, upon you a kiss I shall place. Oh, Romeo!
Yep, it'll be a kiss the audience will never forget.
All right, Ned's Declassified advances, and we're going to see who it matches up in a little bit here. But for now, let's jump over to round 7 and see who's going up against the mighty The Simpsons. And we got It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, iconic. Rules of Engagement, very iconic. And Brooklyn Nine-Nine, a fan favorite. So if I can start here, this is actually really tough, because I definitely like and respect all 3 of these shows. For me, I gotta go Rules of Engagement, though. I think it's underrated. I think it definitely did not get enough love, but it's just one of my personal favorites. It might not be the most popular of these 3, but for me, it's definitely my favorite. So I'm going Rules of Engagement. Matt, what do you say?
Matt?
This is also really hard, because I don't know much about any of these shows. I'm a huge fan of, but I will say, I have seen a few episodes of Rules of Engagement here and there, so I guess I gotta go with that. David Spade is pretty funny.
All right, can we go for the clean sweep? For me, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say Brooklyn Nine-Nine. This is tough, though, for me. This is the hardest one to rank, because of all the shows we've had so far, this is the only round where I haven't really seen any of these shows. I haven't really seen much of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, or
Rules of Engagement.
Rules of Engagement. I do love David Spade, though.
Yeah,
I love David Spade.
Yeah, let's just put that out there.
I think I'm going to go with Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It doesn't really matter anyways, because Rules of Engagement will advance.
But for sure, I mean, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, that would definitely be my second here. I will say, with Always Sunny in Philadelphia, it is good. It's not really my sense of humor, but I get, why it's popular and stuff. So Rules of Engagement is going to go up against The Simpsons in a little bit.
Hey, guess where my evolved, open-minded husband just was? Playing basketball with his new gay friend.
Wow. Is he any good? Surprisingly, not a great ball handler.
Okay. Jeff, no more gay jokes.
Okay. What are you drinking?
It's Virgin Sea Breeze.
Go ahead.
So now we're on to round 8.
All right.
All right.
Fellas.
Who is going up against Neds Declassified? This should be a good one.
This is going to be the tough one.
I believe it is.
Yeah.
Yep. Fraiser got caught in it. So we got Family Guy, Parks and Rec, and Mike and Molly. 3 great shows.
Okay.
So we'll have Nick start out here.
All right. So this is definitely, I think, going to be the toughest one here. In the case of a tie, we're going to have to do a sudden death, but we'll get to that in a minute because this might be the one that I think is going to tie. If I really think about it, though, I got to go Mike and Molly. Iconic, one of the most heartfelt shows, a great storyline, Melissa McCarthy's jumping off point. Mike and Molly just hits all the right buttons when it comes to a great sitcom. That's my vote.
All right, for me, I'm going to go Parks and Rec here. I just recently finished Parks and Rec a couple months ago. Love the show. Absolutely love it. Rob Lowe, if you saw the NFL game yesterday, was wearing, he kind of got memed with the I literally. Love Chris Traeger. Love Amy Poehler in the show. But I think it has one of my favorite TV show characters of all time, Ron Swanson. Swanson. Everyone wants to be a Ron Swanson, man. Ron Swanson, food and stuff, man. I love Parks and Rec. I definitely think The Office is better in my opinion, but Parks and Rec is still in my top 10.
The Office come up
top 10 show for me, for sure, right there.
All right, so Matt,
this is very hard because all 3 of these I've seen the entire series. Probably the only 3 on here that I've seen the entire series, but my favorite show of all time is Family Guy. It's got to be. So I'm gonna tie it here. I hate to do it, but it's gotta be Family Guy.
we got a tie here. So now we got to break the tiebreaker. So what we got to do now is we have to vote on our second favorite to try and break the tie. Okay, so Nick, you started it off. So Nick, you go first.
All right. I love the way you did it. All right. So for the second best, this is also really tough because Family Guy and Parks and Rec, 2 of my all-time favorites. But if I'm being honest here, I gotta go Family Guy. I've just seen more of it. I just like it more. Definitely, I can respect Parks and Rec. I love it to death. Don't get me wrong. But Family Guy has my vote.
Okay, so you want me or Matt to go?
Okay. I would say second favorite is Mike and Molly. Very heartwarming show. Just seen it like crazy.
Okay, so for me, I am the tiebreaker because I can't pick Parks and Rec. I already picked it. So,
so it's
I'm choosing between Family Guy and Mike and Molly. So for me, I gotta go with one of the best adult cartoons, Family Guy.
Let's do it.
Who doesn't love Family Guy? I mean, unless you're like, I don't know.
Unless you're like 50.
Yeah.
Really,
I mean, they got some dirty jokes on there, but that's what Family Guy is.
McFarlane, that's his bread and butter.
The thing about Family Guy is it does have its ups and downs. One day we'll have a really good episode, the other day we'll have a kind of a bad one, but some of them everyone knows the iconic scenes from Family Guy. Everyone knows the characters. It's one of the most iconic adult cartoon shows in history. I'd say, other than The Simpsons, it's probably the second most iconic adult cartoon ever.
I agree. And let's not forget that amazing theme song written for myself.
Oh, you see, violence and movies and sex on TV.
Let's do it, son. All right, so with that, the toughest round thus far, Family Guy is advancing.
Okay, this is it, you guys. They're going to announce the winning lottery numbers. Time for the Griffin family to meet its destiny.
When we lose, I'm getting a divorce.
Understood.
We're here live in our studio where a checkout girl in a cheap dress who wants to be a model is ready to draw the winning numbers.
E!
That's a 3, honey. Turn it around.
This!
31.
Spooky ghost mouth!
That's a 0.
Snowman!
8.
2 sailboats!
44.
17!
No, that's... Oh, yes, that is 17. She's good at 17. Well, folks, those are our winning numbers. Good luck to all.
24!
No, that's it. We're done. Anyone watching, do not count 24.
Pancakes!
Okay, I don't know what she's doing now. Somebody turn the machine off. Nikki, that's good. That's good. Go wait in my car. All right, you did good. Gonna take her to Walt's roast beef.
All right, with that, the toughest round, the first tiebreaker of the tournament, Family Guy is advancing. With that, you guys ready for round 9?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's see it.
Ooh.
All right, another really difficult one. We got Drake and Josh, one of the most iconic Dan Schneider shows of all time. That 70s show, no explanation needed. And finally, Full House. What's your vote here?
My favorite of these is definitely that 70s show. That's another show that I love. I mean, that's probably maybe the second best show on this whole list after Family Guy, so gotta go with that 70s show.
All right, for me, this is probably the toughest one I've had to choose from so far, because Drake and Josh is my favorite teen sitcom ever. I love Drake and Josh. I've seen every episode at least 3 times. Just because it's only 4 seasons, I've seen every episode, but I think I gotta go that 70s show. One of my best friends got me into the show. I watched it. It's an amazing show. Red Foreman is my favorite character on the show. And if you hear the phrase dumbass, or I'm going to put my foot in your ass, you know exactly what show that came from.
Indeed. I agree. I think that 70s show is amazing. That is also my vote. That's another clean sweep, ladies and gentlemen. With that, that 70s show is advanced.
Roar, 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 your boat gently down the stream. Soapy, soapy, scrubby, scrubby, fish is nice and clean.
What the hell?
I don't know what you heard, but this show ain't free.
Kitty, he was in my shower. He saw my legs.
And he saw Pippi.
Shut up.
So now we're on to round 10. We're almost finished here. We're a little bit more than halfway. So now we got to see who goes up first in this next round. Okay, we'll see. All right, we got The Last Man on Earth, South Park, and Seinfeld.
This is tough.
This is tough.
This could be another tie.
See, so for me, The Last Man on Earth, I know nothing about. It's the only show on here I think I know nothing about. I don't even know what the premises is or anything.
It's in the title.
But
I got you.
This one's tough for me because I watched Seinfeld. I only got through the first season. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but I have seen some of the iconic episodes, like No Contest.
Yeah, of course.
The contest. I've seen the contest.
The Soup Nazi.
Yeah, the Soup Nazi. Yeah. Those are some of the funniest sitcom episodes of all time. South Park too. I have not seen it all the way through, but I think I gotta go South Park here. South Park is just hilarious. I think it's one of the best adult cartoons out there. I gotta go South Park.
All right. If I'm gonna step in here for a sec, I definitely like South Park. Don't get me wrong. It is definitely iconic and it has its place in television. But for me, I gotta go Last Man on Earth.
Ooh,
it is. Really? I know, and that's might be a surprise to some people. I think the pilot, it won an Emmy for Will Forte's performance. It deserves it. That's Last Man on Earth, one of the most underrated sitcoms of all time. That's my vote. Matt, who are you going with?
Definitely gotta go South Park, another amazing adult cartoon. Right now I'm currently binge watching the hell out of it, and I love it. It's so freaking funny.
All right, so South Park advances.
Takes the win.
Ha! You dumbasses have to play Foursquare because you don't have iPads! Oh, what should I do on my iPad next? Think I'll email some of my friends. Oh, no, wait! Maybe I'll download some more cool apps. This is so awesome!
Tom Saltzman says you don't really have an iPad.
What?
Tom Saltzman says you just glued a piece of glass to an iPad cover and you're faking it.
Tom Saltzman's dad is an alcoholic who drinks and drives! Let me see your iPad, Cartman. Seriously, you guys! Tom Saltzman's dad is a drunk driver. He's the one who ran over Joey Potts' dog because Joey Potts doesn't know how to take care of his animals, which is why he gets beat by his mom!
Just let us see your iPad, Cartman.
No, because the battery's dead. It just ran out of power.
Yep.
Bring it.
All right. With that, South Park is advancing. You guys ready for round 11?
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we go. Ooh.
I love Lucy.
Two classic adult cartoons, Rick and Morty and Futurama, as well as probably the oldest show on here, I Love Lucy. All right, I'm going to start with Michael on this one.
Okay.
I'm curious what you have to say.
So for me, I haven't really seen much of any of these shows. I Love Lucy is just the old classic. People say, though, from what I've heard from YouTube people on YouTube, they say it holds up. They say you can even watch it now and you still will get the humor. But I think for this one, I gotta go Rick and Morty. I know one of my best friends is probably gonna be watching this. Is probably gonna be like, "Why aren't you picking Futurama? I love that show."
Yeah.
But I gotta go Rick and Morty. It's one of the most popular shows out right now. It's rated one of the highest shows on IMDb. I've seen a couple episodes. I thought it was pretty good. I know a lot of people love that show. Based on popularity, since I don't know that much about any of these shows, I gotta go Rick and Morty.
All right.
Yeah.
Matt,
I also got to go Rick and Morty because the first time I saw it, I was like, "Yeah, this show isn't very good." But then I've been watching it a lot recently. And I'm like, "The show is actually pretty funny." So yeah, got to go with that. But I do also like Futurama. I haven't seen much of it, but it's pretty funny. And I love Lucy. It's classic, you know.
I will give a shout out to The Simpsons' younger brother here, Futurama, Matt Groening's other very famous and very popular adult cartoon. But for me, I agree with you guys. I think Rick and Morty deserves the win here. So with that, I think Rick and Morty advances.
All right.
I have to call Jerry.
You do? The is wrong with you too? The point of automation is to reduce cost and labor.
Your feelings are coming from a...
Toast my bread in the morning. You just became my backup toaster.
Oh, jeez. My sister died in the spaghetti.
Round 12. So we're almost finished with the first round.
Yeah.
So far, some pretty good matchups so far. I
qualified.
can't wait for the second round.
So let's see who's going against South Park.
All right. Ooh. So we got.
Here's a big.
We got the middle, Big Time Rush, and The Big Bang Theory. So I had to put my Big Bang Theory shirt on here. I'm a big fan of the show. It's probably in my top 5 for favorite sitcoms. Actually, favorite shows probably. For me, this is an easy one. Big Bang Theory. Big Time Rush is just iconic teen television. The middle, I haven't seen any of it, so I can't really say.
Yeah.
And I haven't really heard many people talk about it. So for me, I gotta go Big Bang Theory.
All right, Matt.
Bazinga.
Who you voting for and why?
I'm gonna go with Big Time Rush because another classic. Was it Dan Schneider?
No, it wasn't Dan Schneider.
But it was a Nickelodeon show.
Yeah, another classic Nickelodeon show for teens. I watched it growing up. I thought it was hilarious. Still have some of their albums. Just amazing show.
All right. With that being said, I gotta say, right off the bat, I do not like the middle. It's probably my least favorite show that we have represented here, just because I don't get the sense of humor on it. It's weird pacing. Don't really like the characters. But the other two, I absolutely love. I have huge memories for. Oh, breaking this tie though between the bigs.
The bigs, yep.
I'm gonna have to go with Big Bang Theory. Honestly, I do definitely respect Big Time Rush. It did what it had to do. But Big Bang Theory, it's just so popular, so iconic. Great characters. Chuck Lorre is just TV. He's a mastermind when it comes to TV shows.
We have another one of Chuck Lorre's shows on here later. I think we all know what you're talking about.
Mike and Molly's a Chuck Lorre show.
Yep.
Yeah, so we definitely have a few.
There's one that everyone knows.
Huge represented that we'll see a little bit later. But
I'll just give you a hint. Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen on Chuck Lorre's show. I think you know what that is.
Indeed. But for me, Big Bang Theory all the way. All right, we are almost done with the qualifiers here. We are on to round 13. Are you guys ready to find out?
Yeah, we're almost there.
Let's do it. Holy shit. It got ripped off. Bro, the accident. All right, no one vote for Victoria. All right, it got fucking ripped off.
It's not what I'm picking either.
You gotta see. Okay, so that one was formerly victorious. And just like the show, it started off strong and then it just teared up. Alright, so yeah, victorious. Bob's Burgers and 30 Rock. Matt, I'm gonna start with you. Who's your vote for and why?
Even though I got ripped off, I gotta go victorious. Okay. So another classic Dan Schneider show on Nickelodeon. It was one of my favorite, probably better than any of them. iCarly, Big Time Rush, all that stuff. Yeah, an amazing show. Also, shout out to Bob's Burgers, another classic adult cartoon. 30 Rock sucks.
Alright, so for me, I have zero clue about 30 Rock. Victorious, I really liked growing up, but I think I gotta go Bob's Burgers. This one's kind of tough though, because I'm not really the biggest fan of any of these shows, to be honest. But Bob's Burgers is pretty good. I've seen some episodes that made me laugh, so
sure.
Bob's Burgers for this one for me.
All right, and I gotta agree with Mike. Bob's Burgers definitely is my favorite. I can definitely respect Victorious. It wasn't my favorite growing up, but it definitely had its moments. I gotta tell you, 30 Rock, not for me. I love Tina Fey and Alec Baldwin, but just something about the way that it's presented, it's just not really that funny to me. So I gotta go Bob's Burgers on this one.
Oh, do ya? You think you know how to kiss? You know how to lock lips? Huh? Do ya?
How?
You think you know what it feels like to kiss a man, do ya? You don't know what you're doing out there. You could get yourself killed, or worse.
How?
STDs, Tina. Have you heard of them? Have you heard of herpes? Have ya? Do you know what herpes feels like on your mouth?
Yes.
What? What is it? What?
Like, cuts on your mouth.
That sounds right.
I'm gonna slap Gene.
Ow!
Now!
All right, so round 14. Okay, so here we go.
Let's do it.
Okay, we got The Office, Fresh Off the Boat, and Family Matters. So I'm gonna start off on this one. Family Matters to me is one of my favorite shows of all time. I love Steve Urkel is my favorite sitcom character ever. He's just funny, like that kind of humor, funny wise, like the clumsy, stuff like that, like where he like trips and like the Steve. If you want to know what kind of humor I like, the Steve Urkel humor is the humor I like. I love Family Matters, which kind of pains me because I'm not voting it through. I think I got to go The Office. I love The Office. Steve Carell is awesome in it. Rainn Wilson too, Dwight.
Yeah.
Even some of the side characters like Creed and Kevin, Stanley are some of my favorite TV characters ever. I got to go The Office. It did kind of fall short in the last couple seasons, but if you go to the prime seasons of The Office, it's one of the best TV shows ever. And it's one of the most popular, I would say. It's still one of Netflix's top shows.
For sure. All right. So Mike's going with The Office. Matt, who's your vote for and why?
So I disagree with Michael. I have never seen Family Matters, so I don't know how to judge. Office, I just can't not get into it, so I'm going Fresh Off the Boat. I haven't seen much of it, but of those three, it's probably the winner.
This is interesting because I will say none of these shows are great for me, unlike what Michael just said. But none of these shows are flat out awful. They're just they're all good in a way. None of them really stand out to me. But I think just in terms of its popularity and how iconic it is, I'm got to go with The Office. It's massive. It's huge on Netflix. It's huge in syndication. People still quote it to this day, even though it ended quite a while back. So The Office is my winner.
Oh. What is on your face? Is that a disguise?
Excuse me.
Clown paint.
All right. The final 2 rounds are here for the qualifiers. Let's see what we got going on with round 15. Whoa. Okay. This is going to be tough. This is going to be tough. All right. So 3. These are all heavyweights in my opinion. We got Modern Family, How I Met Your Mother, and the Goldbergs. I'm going to start with Matt on this one. Matt, who's your vote for and why?
This is very hard. All 3 of them are pretty good, but I gotta go How I Met Your Mother. When I binge watched it, it was hilarious. And shout out to Modern Family. That one's just amazing. But How I Met Your Mother, iconic. Probably one of the most popular TV shows of the 2000s. Probably the most iconic sitcom of the 2000s. So yeah, I gotta go with How I Met Your Mother.
All right, so for me, this one is pretty easy, but tough at the same time because the thing is I really haven't seen that much of the Goldbergs and Modern Family, but I know they're amazing shows. So for me, one of my favorite shows of all time, I think it might be my favorite show of all time. How I Met Your Mother is definitely moving on for me. Modern Family, I actually just started watching the first season about a couple weeks ago. I like it so far. I'm going to get into it. The Goldbergs, I've seen a couple episodes here and there.
Yeah.
But for me, by default, but I think either way, I would vote How I Met Your Mother. It's just one of the best TV shows of all time, in my opinion.
Well, I'm glad it's moving on because if it was down to me, I wouldn't be able to decide here. I love them all. I will say for people that have never seen the Goldbergs, I think because that's probably the most obscure of these shows, give it a chance. It's definitely underrated in my opinion. It definitely deserves some more love. Modern Family, one of the most celebrated, one of the most award-winning
11 seasons.
11 seasons, and it's won countless Emmys and other awards. But How I Met Your Mother, just between its story, its characters, its lore, and just the fandom it has, How I Met Your Mother is
Where would you rank Barney Stinson as one of your favorite characters?
We should do that again if this is good.
For me, Barney Stinson's my second favorite, behind what I said earlier, Steve Urkel.
Yeah.
I had thought of everything, except...
Wait, does Professor have one F or two? Professor. Just do something! I think that's right.
We could do a sitcom character one, but yeah, Barney Stinson for sure. One of the most
If you guys would
celebrated.
want to see that, let us know in the comments section. If you want to see sitcom characters, we can do that. Okay, so moving on to the final round of round 1. We've had some great shows come and go. Now we're on to the last round. So,
all right, let's see who's going up against The Office.
All right. So we got
the final 3.
So we got
right here.
2.5 Men which everyone knows 2.5 Men what it's for. The women and Charlie Sheen.
Of course, yeah.
Veep, which again is another great show, and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Iconic.
So we'll let Nick start off this final round.
You know, this is actually tough because I can definitely respect 2.5 Men. It's not my favorite, but you know, I like it. It's a guilty pleasure. It's a guilty pleasure of sorts.
That theme song though.
And speaking of theme songs, you gotta go Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince, one of the top 5
I
theme
definitely
songs.
have to give it a shot. But for me, I'm gonna go Veep. I love Julia Louis-Dreyfus on Seinfeld, and that is like her show. She absolutely crushes it. I know that's won countless Emmys as well. It's got some great moments on it, so Veep is my vote. Let's jump over to Matt. Who are you saying?
These are all just pretty good. None of them are that great. None of them really stand out, but best is probably 2.5 Men because it's so iconic and everybody loves Charlie. All that, so I gotta go 2.5 Men.
All right, so
Mike.
We are actually gonna have another 3-way tie.
Let's do it.
I have Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It's one of those series that I want to watch all the way through. I've seen a lot of episodes, but I haven't seen a lot recently. But I love the show. Will Smith, again, iconic actor.
For sure.
Carlton from the show, Uncle Phil. Everyone knows Carlton and Uncle Phil from the show.
For
Veep,
sure.
I haven't seen much, but like I said, like Nick said, it's won Emmys and it's a great TV show. 2.5 Men. After Charlie Sheen left, the show went real downhill, real fast when Ashton Kutcher came on. But yeah, so for me, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So now we got to do another tiebreaker. Okay, so what is your second choice show?
So for me, I'm going to start this one off. I actually have to go with Fresh Prince for a second choice. I do like Will Smith's character for sure. Like Michael was saying, Uncle Carlton, iconic as hell.
No, Uncle Phil.
Uncle Phil.
Uncle Phil, and
Uncle
then
Phil.
Carlton.
I'm sorry.
The Carlton dance.
Let me rephrase it. Uncle Phil and Carlton, iconic as hell, classic characters. And 2.5 Men, you know, it has its place in TV, but it's not something I'm going to watch all the way through. So, all right.
Too long, too.
I think I also am going to go with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I don't know much about it, but that damn theme song. I mean, how could you
Fresh
not
Prince
love
of
it?
Bel-Air. Born and raised.
Let's do it, son.
All right, so for
My
me,
second pick.
my pick doesn't really matter because Fresh Prince is advancing, but I would say 2.5 Men. I think in its earlier seasons it had its laughs. Like I said, it has the sexual jokes
Of course,
that everyone's
yeah.
gonna love. But
Jake is good in it.
Jake,
You know,
Charlie,
in the
Charlie
early seasons, good.
Charlie was the star of the show. I mean, when he left, like I said, the show just
Ashton
went down.
Kutcher is like unwatchable. Those seasons are so good.
Yeah, but the thing is, I love Ashton Kutcher in that '70s show.
Oh,
but
of course,
in
yeah.
2.5 Men, he just didn't fit.
Yeah.
Walden coming in just didn't fit.
It just fell off.
Again, like what Nick said, it's just too long to watch. 12 seasons, like even Big Bang Theory, like it's 12 seasons, but like they're 12 pretty good seasons. There's not really like a bad season in Big Bang Theory. Like,
And their new characters actually are pretty decent. You know,
yeah,
it's not like Ashton Kutcher.
In 2.5 Men, this after season 8, down
Indeed.
the drain.
Indeed. All right, so with that, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is moving on.
All right.
All right, guys, we have moved past the qualifying rounds, and it is time for the Sweet 16. For this one, we're going to start in the top left here. So our choices for the first round are the King, Queens, and iCarly. Michael, I'm going to start with you.
So for me, before I picked King of Queens just because I thought it was more popular than the other two shows, and Kevin James, I haven't seen the show, but I know Kevin James. I love Kevin James. But since I've seen iCarly so much, I got to go iCarly here. I love iCarly. It was one of the best shows growing up as a kid. I haven't seen much of it lately since I've grown up, but as just a nostalgic points, like I loved iCarly growing up. So.
For sure. All right, Matt, who's your vote for and why?
I agree with iCarly. I'm definitely going to pick that. Another amazing show growing up as a kid. It did go downhill after a while, after like season 5 or something.
There were 6 seasons. So.
Yeah, there was 6.
So
pretty
around
bad,
season
5 and 6.
Yeah.
But it still hold up. The first few seasons are still amazing.
Tell me who has not seen Gibby falling from the ceiling onto the basement floor. That meme is so popular. I love King and Queens, don't get me wrong. It's definitely one of my favorites, but the nostalgia train is strong with this one. iCarly.
iCarly gets a clean sweep.
Bro, iCarly gets a clean, unanimous vote here. And this is surprising because dude, if you had told me iCarly, I don't know, man. iCarly's making it far, dude.
All right. So
moving over to the top right over
this
there.
one. Now we got Everybody Hates Chris versus Two Broke Girls. So for me, again, I'm gonna go Everybody Hates Chris. I've seen the full series. I love the show. Like I said before, Rochelle, one of my favorite characters. Chris, one of my favorite characters. Terry Crews as Joyce, one of my favorite characters. I love the show. I'm gonna have to go Everybody Hates Chris. I have not seen Two Broke Girls that much, so yeah.
All right, Matt, what's your vote?
Definitely going Two Broke Girls again. Amazing show. Super. I know it's a little bit raunchy, but that's all right because every show is raunchy. So, yeah.
This is tough. I think at this point, this round, we might see like some really close calls. This is a close call for me. But gun to my head, I honestly got to go Two Broke Girls. I know. I think that's kind of surprising for some people because Everybody Hates Chris. That's a childhood show right there. But as I've gotten older, I definitely appreciated Two Broke Girls more. Kat Dennings is fantastic. And I know a lot of the other characters and actors are really good. Garrett Morris, super underrated on it. So Two Broke Girls, that's my pick for round 2. Two Broke Girls is advancing to the Elite 8. Let's see, in round 3, we have The Simpsons and Rules of Engagement. Michael, I'm going to start with you.
Okay,
Vote for
so for me, like I said, I haven't seen Rules of Engagement. I just know some of the actors, so that's how I kind of based off of, and kind of what people say. I'm taking everything into account here, what I've seen, what people say. I gotta go with The Simpsons again. 30 years. Just think about that. 30 years the show has been on.
Exactly.
Even though the show quality right now is not that good, just because it's running out of ideas. I mean, after 30 years, you're kind of running out of ideas, but I mean, The Simpsons is still iconic. Homer Simpson, Bart Simpson, some of my favorite characters.
For sure.
The one thing I never understood is the show's been on for 30 years. Why is there still a baby? But
because they don't grow up.
They never grow up in
how many days does it take for them to grow up? Does it all take place in one day?
In the Simpsons land, it's like 30 years is like 3 months or something.
So The Simpsons is my pick.
And if I can jump in, I gotta go with The Simpsons as well. It's just a juggernaut of TV and pop culture in general. I mean, how can you not go with The Simpsons? Matt,
I'm also going with The Simpsons. It has its ups and downs. Moving to Disney Plus wasn't really the best idea, but that's all right. Still a classic adult cartoon, probably the most popular, one of my favorites. So, gotta go with Simpsons.
Absolutely.
Of Thanksgiving.
Breathe through your damn mouth!
So, next round, we got Family Guy versus Neds Declassified. So you got one that's like a teen show, and then one that's definitely an adult show. Matt, you
gotta go Family Guy again. My favorite show of all time. Favorite adult cartoon, sitcom, animated show.
Anything that has to do with shows, Family Guy is number one.
Really, it's my favorite thing ever. Like right now, adult cartoons are amazing, but Family Guy is by far my favorite, so definitely going with that over Neds Declassified.
Okay, so I'm up next. I'm going to have to agree. Family Guy. I've seen a lot of Family Guy. I've not seen all the way through, though. But you don't really need to. It's just like any of these cartoon shows like South Park, The Simpsons, even SpongeBob, which didn't make the cut.
For sure.
If you've seen an episode of Family Guy, you know what Family Guy is. You know what you're going to get. Disney Declassified, it gets the nostalgic points, but that's not going to be enough to pass up Family Guy. Such a great show.
I'm totally on the same boat with you guys. Family Guy is absolutely killing it right now. I mean, I definitely got to give props to Neds Declassified. Nostalgic train. I mean, like Michael said, we actually used some of those tips for real. I mean, that was, in a way, helpful with the middle school. But yeah, Family Guy has got to take this one for sure.
All right.
Wow, that was terrific, Jessica.
It was good for me, too.
Ah!
Got you again, Quagmire.
You said you were that waitress from Friendly's.
I lied.
You jerk.
I didn't feel anything, but you did.
Happy Halloween.
So round number 5 for the almost semifinals here. We have That 70s Show and Rick and Morty. Michael, I'm going to start with
For
you.
For me, it's got to be That 70s Show. Love That 70s Show. Some of my favorite characters ever. Red, Fez. Fez is like, Matt told me earlier, Fez is like the Quagmire of the show.
As in from Family Guy.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
Hyde, I love Hyde. Danny Masterson and Ashton Kutcher in that show. We kind of dissed Ashton Kutcher in Two and a Half Men, but
Back in the
that
day,
70s
that
show
guy,
is
he was on
awesome. I haven't seen much of Rick and Morty. I've seen like 2 episodes. I've heard good things, but since I've actually watched all of that 70s show, I gotta go with that 70s show. It's a top 5 show for me, probably of all time in my list.
For sure. And I'm going to agree with you there. That 70s show, iconic as hell. Just classic in every way. Unlike its sequel, that 80s show, avoided at all costs. That did not make the list.
These, the British
Days
Like
like
These, yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, in this bout, easily got to go that 70s show. Matt, who you saying?
Also going that 70s show, way better than Rick and Morty, by far.
Clean and simple. All right.
So do you like photos, man?
Yeah, man. Sure.
Okay, you got the job, man.
Just like that? You don't have to interview anybody else?
Nobody else showed up, man. Hey, listen, man. Hope you don't mind if I pay you in cash. I don't like Big Brother getting into my business, you dig?
Man, keeping the government out of it, I'm so with you.
No, my big brother, man. He's always hitting me up for money.
Oh. Because you're the responsible one?
Yeah, it's my curse, man.
So we got South Park versus Big Bang Theory next. So 2 kind of different shows, but still very iconic, very classic, very good shows. So we're going to have Matt kick it off.
I can tell this is going to be really divided here, but I got to go South Park. Right now I'm watching it, and it's so funny. Specifically, Kenny and Kyle are my 2 favorite characters on the show. Kenny is such a savage. And, yeah, another classic adult cartoon, been on for 22 years. Yeah.
Wow, it's been on that long?
Yeah, it's been on
forever, dude.
See, you learn something new every day. I did not even know that.
Bro.
So
Yeah,
for
it's
me,
been
I
on
gotta
since
go
the 90s.
Big Bang Theory. Of course, I'm representing it. It's one of my only TV shirts, but I still love the show. I gotta go Big Bang Theory. I love all the characters on the show. Surprisingly, Sheldon is probably not my favorite character on the show. I'd say Howard is my favorite character from the show.
Yeah.
But I love all of them. I mean, who doesn't like seeing Penny?
Of course,
of
yeah,
course.
let's be honest. Right?
But yeah, I gotta go Big Bang Theory.
All right, as being the tiebreaker here, let me just preference, love both these shows. South Park, it's animated, it's raunchy, it is adult cartoon, the definition of an adult cartoon right there. Big Bang Theory, just iconic live action. I know a lot of people diss the Big Bang Theory for being, too cliche and whatnot, and having the live studio audience and the laugh track. But I think it adds, a kind of genuine quality to it. But picking which is better, that's a tough feat.
Which one do you want to go
Well, which
for?
one do I want? I gotta go on this one. I gotta go Big Bang Theory, honestly. It is just too iconic, too popular to pass up. Big Bang Theory is my winner here. All right, so these last 2 rounds into the final 8, some of you might be wondering what these wild cards are. So these are shows that we didn't have room for in the qualifiers, so we're putting them now. These are going to be 2 more sets of 3 that we're going to have to discuss to see who wins. So let's see. We got Bob's Burgers and How I Met Your Mother to start this one, and the first wild card on the left here is Big Mouth. So let's see if that adds anything. It probably won't. It probably won't. But
kicking it off.
But if I can start here, of these 3, this one is much easier than the round it came from. How I Met Your Mother, super iconic, super impactful. I know a lot of people diss the finale, but I'll stick up for it. I did like it, and How I Met Your Mother, it's a great show.
I'm past the Matt.
Also going with How I Met Your Mother, I know this is probably going to be really obvious. So, yeah.
For me, I'm going to talk about the other shows for a little bit. Like I said, Bob's Burgers I've seen a little bit. I think it's good, not great. Big Mouth I've heard great things from, though, from people. I've heard it's one of the best shows, best adult cartoon shows I've heard. I have not seen 1 episode, though, so I can't say for myself. I'm going to have to watch a couple episodes of Big Mouth, but for me, How I Met Your Mother, like I already said, it's one of my favorite TV shows of all time. Barney Stinson. I mean, all the characters on the show are great. I think it's just an amazing show.
For sure.
Some of my favorite TV episodes too come from How I Met Your Mother.
So with that, How I Met Your Mother gets another unanimous.
Somebody has a crush on you. Somebody thinks you're me.
Mine says Ted, no heart.
Mine says Swarly.
I got a call for Swarly? Is there Swarly here? Important call for Swarly.
Jeez, can't you hear him, Swarly? There's a call for you.
All right, so here we go. Wild card number 2, going up against The Office and Fresh Prince. We got Arrested Development. All right, so who's going to kick this off? I'll kick this off.
Go ahead.
Okay, so for me, I got to go The Office. Again, a top 5 show for me. I'd say if I had to rank my top 5, that's tough. I mean, it's probably How I Met Your Mother, Big Bang Theory, The Office, That 70s Show, and that's tough.
Parks and Rec.
Yeah, Parks and Rec maybe. Or Family Matters, one of those two. It's tough. Or Drake and Josh. Drake and Josh definitely up there. I gotta go to The Office again. One of my favorite TV shows. I actually like these guys. I was actually not a big fan of the show when I first watched it. I thought the first season wasn't that good. When I first watched it, I didn't like the camera roll of the show. I didn't like how the camera was set up. I didn't like how there was no laugh track at first because I was so used to the laugh track. But as you keep watching it, seasons 2 through 5 are like the best years of The Office. If you haven't seen The Office, you gotta watch it. I mean, I think everyone's seen at least a meme from The Office. It's one of the most quotable shows ever. I gotta go to The Office. Love Fresh Prince. I don't know much about Arrested Development though, so I can't really say that much on it.
All right, Matt, who's your vote for?
All right, so this is really hard because none of these shows are that good. I haven't really seen much. I have seen The Office and Arrested Development. Not a huge fan, so I guess I got to go with Fresh Prince. Might divide it, but that's all right.
All right, this is going to be interesting because I was not expecting that wild card to come into play with these shows, but I think we're going to have another tiebreaker here. I'm going to have to go with Arrested Development. The fact that it was so popular that fans for years petitioned to have it rebooted, and it finally got its season 4 and 5 on Netflix, that alone stands to its quality and its popularity. Arrested Development.
Didn't it take like 5 years for that to happen?
Yeah, it took forever. Plus, it launched so many people's careers. Jason Bateman and Michael Cera are fantastic on it. I gotta go with Arrested Development.
All right, so we're gonna vote for our second. So I'll go first. For me, my second of these shows would be Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like I said before, I love the show. Some of the most iconic characters. I know I say that, but you can't deny it. Some of these shows just, the characters, man. When you hear Fresh Prince, you think Will Smith, you think of Uncle Phil from the show, and you think of Carlton.
Of course. And with that, I also have to agree with Michael. I'm also voting for Fresh Prince as my second favorite. Just iconic in every way. Matt?
All right, I guess it doesn't really matter because Fresh Prince is going to win, but I'm going to say The Office.
All right, we are on to the Elite Eight. These are the 8 shows that have passed qualifying rounds. The Sweet 16 have gone through about a little over 40 other shows to get here. So with this is intense.
So out of 50 shows to start out, 42 have been eliminated.
This is true, and the final 8 are standing currently.
So who's going to go to the final 4? Who's going to win their bracket?
Yeah, everyone comment
4
below.
brackets. Who's going to win their bracket?
Let's see. This is going to be interesting. All right. So I'm going to start off with Matt for this first one, between iCarly and The Simpsons. Matt, who is your vote for and why?
Simpsons, one of the greatest adult cartoon shows. I know we've said that like a million times already, but a still great show. iCarly, classic teen Nickelodeon show. I've watched it so much. I think I'm going to say iCarly.
All right. Okay.
That's definitely surprising.
So for me, I think I definitely got to go with The Simpsons just because it's iconic. I mean, the iconicness brings The Simpsons. I mean, it's weird because there's iCarly episodes definitely better than Simpsons episodes, but there's Simpsons episodes that are definitely better than
way better, yeah. So
it's tough, but I think I'm going to go with The Simpsons.
So for my reasoning here, I mean, we've talked a lot about like the popularity and how long it's been on and stuff, but I'm gonna throw in a curveball a little bit. I'm gonna vote for The Simpsons just due to the fact that the Simpsons movie is as good as it is. I know it doesn't, it might not count exactly for this, but But hey, we're just spitballing here.
I froze for a second. You were gonna say iCarly for a second.
iCarly's good too, and let me tell you, they had those special episodes like I Go to Japan and I Saved Your Life and all those, and we were talking about that the other day. I mean, I love iCarly, don't get me wrong, but The Simpsons, I'm going with it. It's just such a juggernaut. It's such a heavyweight. Simpsons is my vote.
Simpsons moves on to the final four.
Ooh, you brought me a nacho hat.
Thanks, Ned.
Nacho man. I want to be a nacho man.
All right.
Let's see.
So the next round we have Two Broke Girls versus Family Guy. I'm gonna pass this over to Nick to start out.
Because this is definitely one of the toughest for me, honestly. You got raunchy adult humor in both of these shows. One's live action, one's cartoon. But honestly, if only because I have never seen it from front to back, Family Guy is not going to get my vote. I'm going to go Two Broke Girls.
Wow.
I've seen the entire series front to back, and I just absolutely love it. And I still watch it as much as I can, honestly. I love Kat Dennings, love the characters. I got to go with Two Broke Girls.
All right, let's pass it to Matt, actually.
Gotta go Family Guy. I've seen all, 330 episodes.
Matt has a lot of time on his hands.
It's been on for 20 years, and I love everything about it. I'm gonna write a list on it. I should do a top 100 episodes. I love all the characters.
You should give this man a follow on Snapchat. If you love Family Guy,
yeah,
he posts all the Family Guy. He does.
musiclovermd. Look me up.
Yep, he does 100 episodes. It's in 10-day challenge. Do you know how hard that is when you have to go to school and work and just life?
That's a lot. Yeah.
10 episodes a day. That's a grind. This man does it. He reviews everything.
For sure.
So for me, I think I have to agree with Matt here and go with Family Guy. It's just one of the most iconic TV shows of all time. I know we keep saying iconic, but it's true. I mean,
a drinking game,
who does not love Stewie, Brian, Peter, Chris, Lois, and Meg? Who does not love that family?
Indeed.
All
And
right.
with that, Family Guy is the winner.
Okay.
All right. With that being said, we're going to move on to the bottom left here. We have That 70s Show and How I Met Your Mother. And we were just talking. We took a little drink break and whatnot. But this is probably the toughest that we've gone through in this entire tournament so far. I'm going to start with Michael on this. What's your vote for?
I honestly think I know what these two are going to vote for. I think they're going to be opposites of each other. So I think, for me, I'm going to have a tie-breaking vote to start with. This is tough because I love both shows. I've seen both shows front to back. Love every character from every show, every one of these shows. Oh, man. It is so tough to pick. But like I said earlier, I think I got to go How I Met Your Mother. It's probably my favorite TV show, or top 3, if not my favorite of all time. That 70s Show, though, is definitely up there.
For sure.
It's tough to pick, but I think I'm going to go with How I Met Your Mother.
Okay, Matt, who's your vote for?
I think I'm going to go with That 70s Show because I have seen both shows, all the episodes, or most of the episodes. Love both of them, but T7S is one of my favorites, so I gotta go with that.
And how about that theme song?
Yeah.
Hanging out.
Oh, for sure. This is a tough one, honestly. I feel Michael here because they're both excellent. They both could easily take the entire tournament here. But just because of its lore and its characters, I gotta go How I Met Your Mother on this one. The fandom is just too strong, and it's probably the show that made me fall in love with TV sitcoms, if I'm being honest. That was a really bad summer for me. And How I Met Your Mother, I watched the whole thing that summer. That was a great show, and it still holds up to this day. So I'm going to go How I Met Your Mother.
Have I taught you nothing, Ted? Suits are full of joy. They're the sartorial equivalent of a baby's smile. Open bar for the guys, open casket for the ladies. What up?
Of the final four. So we have Big Bang Theory versus Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I'm going to pass this on to Matt to start off.
It's pretty hard because both of these shows aren't that great, but I think I've seen more episodes. I gotta go with Big Bang Theory. Some of the characters are pretty funny. I know these two are definitely gonna vote for it, so gotta go with that.
Yeah, I actually am gonna vote Big Bang Theory as well. I love this show. One of my friends who I've known for a while, he was actually into it when it first started, like back in 2007.
Damn.
Like, so he was, even as a kid, he was watching the show. And he recommended it. He still stands by it. And I got into it. I loved watching it. Yeah, I'm going to go Big Bang Theory.
I agree with you guys. I think Big Bang Theory is just too... It's so popular. You can't go pretty much anywhere without seeing something of it. And, you know, Michael Schur there, of course. So, yeah, Big Bang Theory for sure is going to take my vote as well. That's another unanimous sweep here. And that concludes our final four. Plain and simple, fellas. The Simpsons versus How I Met Your Mother. It's come down to these four. We're going to start on the left here. Matt, who's your vote for and why?
How I Met Your Mother. Both shows are amazing. I know I've said that like a million times in this video already, but Simpsons been on for 30 years. It's classic. And How I Met Your Mother's been on for, what, like 9 seasons?
9 seasons.
That's pretty good. Yeah. So both shows have been on for a while, and they're both amazing shows, but gotta go with How I Met Your Mother.
For me, I have to go How I Met Your Mother. Like I said before, one of my favorites. It's just, I don't know anyone who doesn't like the earlier seasons of How I Met Your Mother. Like, seasons 1 through 5 of How I Met Your Mother was some of the best TV, I think, out there. Like, it is so good. Season 2 is honestly probably my favorite season of any show ever. Season 2 of How I Met Your Mother. So many classic episodes. You got the slap bet. You got the soiree episode. You got Showdown. You got the Fiero. You got a whole bunch of classic episodes in season 2. Love it.
I don't think there's anyone that can be a fan of TV sitcoms and not say that they'd want to just one day hang with Barney, Marshall, Ted, Robin, and Lily, the gang. How I Met Your Mother, easily. As much as I love The Simpsons and like I mentioned earlier, the movie, How I Met Your Mother it just defined a generation of TV. So How I Met Your Mother is my vote for sure.
Lily has no idea I'm high.
You're high?
I'm sorry. Lily has no idea I'm high.
Okay. Holy shit, dude.
Ooh.
The last.
This is really exciting, I'm not gonna lie.
All right.
This last one's gonna be insane.
All right, so the last one before the final round, we have Family Guy versus The Big Bang Theory. I'm gonna kick it to Matt to start off.
Again, gotta go Family Guy.
You know what he's going with.
Yeah, of course.
Family Guy, my favorite on the whole list. I've seen all the episodes, love all the characters. Seasons are great. You know, it's been on for like 20 years. Been canceled twice, but in the early stuff, it's been running consistently since 2005. Yeah, just an amazing show. If you've never seen it, watch it now.
For me, I just popped the shirt. Big Bang Theory for me. That's my answer. You've heard all the reasonings for me.
Dude, this is genuinely tough. I mean, I absolutely love both of these shows. And I don't think there's anyone out there that would blame you if you picked either one of these at this point. They're both so damn good. Both of them had made me belly laugh and like literally fall off the couch rolling because they're both incredible sitcoms. But some of you might be surprised. I gotta go Family Guy. I genuinely have to go Family Guy on this one. It is just too great to pass up, and I guess it beats out The Simpsons for us. So.
All right, who's next for a flu shot?
Oh, that's me. I'm Peter Griffin.
Mr. Griffin, these flu shots are in short supply. We need to save them for the elderly, like these folks here.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll be heading out then, and... Whoa! Oh, look at that. Oh, well, since it's already in there, you might as well push down on the old plunger there.
You're a monster.
You know what was a monster? Frampton Comes Alive, 1976. Is there anyone you knew who didn't have that record? I don't think so. Bam! All right, have a good winter.
All right, fellas. It has all come down to this.
Final round.
So this is what we're going to do, all right? Instead of, we're just going to have a silent vote. Put one hand up, put one finger up if you want How I Met Your Mother. Put two up if you want Family Guy. Whoever has more votes will be casted the winner and will be crowned the ultimate TV sitcom. All right, on the count of three, all right? One for How I Met Your Mother, two for Family Guy. 1, 2, 3. And with that, How I Met Your Mother is the ultimate winner.
If you have not seen this show, watch it immediately. You can find it on Hulu. Find a streaming site. Find anything.
It's a must-watch TV show for anyone that's a fan of sitcoms, TV, comedy, whatever have you. How I Met Your Mother defined a generation.
Even go buy the DVDs or the Blu-rays or whatever you can do to find it.
Quotable as hell. It's got such a great fandom. Tons of lore to it. How I Met Your Mother is the ultimate TV show.
There's one word I can use to wrap up how this show is. It's a legend.
Wait
for it. Dairy.
And with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed watching. I know this was a little different for us, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to do a part 2, leave us in the comments.
Let us know if you want to do sitcom characters. We can do that. If there's anyone you want to see from a show, just put it down in the comments.
Michael and Matt's plugs will be in the description below. And thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Is this still recording?
Yeah, you'll be fine. Your thing is like resistant, bro.
Yeah, I got that.
Put that in the
The blooper
reel, yeah.
All right.